Tonight, I carry on our journey to platinum every main Assassin's Creed game. With Assassin's Creed 2 finished in the last video, that means the next game on our list is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood takes place directly after Assassin's Creed 2. So, we will continue to see Ezio doing some more crazy shit and of course dropping Riz all over Italy. With 51 trophies required for the platinum, we will need to play through the entire main story, as well as doing various different miscellaneous and combat related trophies, and easily the most frustrating trophy of all was trying to find and beat up the 5 thirsty Harlequins. Before we begin, however, if you enjoy the video, drop a cheeky like and subscribe as it helps out a lot. And with all that out of the way, let's begin. So our journey begins with us in sequence 9 and the Animus is freaking the fuck out, as without viewing Ezio's older memories, we aren't allowed to view his later ones. This gets us the first trophy of the video for attempting to access sequence 9. Instead we jump back to Ezio right after the ending of the last game, where he is still inside the vault under the Vatican. And I love that our progress carries over, as that means we get all our overpowered gear for this entire game.
Are you sure about that?
But as we leave, we see Rodrigo Borgia has escaped. I mean, how on earth did the fat Pope manage to climb his way out of a massive underground vault? But we then mess up some more and manage to lock the papal staff away, meaning we can't use that either. Luckily, however, Uncle Mario catches up to us and we can escape the Vatican with him. Our duo then just start to stroll their way out of the city. That is, until we're confronted by some guards who probably heard we were beating the shit out of the Pope, but we know these guys don't stand a chance. After that, we carry on to parkour our way through the streets so we can find a higher ground to escape. And just like the last game, we get another great opening to this game.
Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
So a few weeks later, we arrive back at the Villa Auditore with Uncle Mario and we explained everything that we seen down in the vaults to him. Inside the villa, we reunite with our sister Claudia and then tell her to gather everyone inside the villa as we need to explain to them what we also seen. After this, we take a quick jog around the villa and here we get to try some of the brand new cannons that Mario had installed. They also tell us they will be practicing tomorrow morning, so if we hear cannons tomorrow, not to worry. That's called foreshadowing. Later that night, Ezio carries on dropping Riz on Katerina. Honestly, these two need to just get it out of their system already. And we then meet with the rest of our family and the other assassins. But we tell them about the warning we were given down in the vault and also that we spurred Rodrigo Borgia. After this, Ezio heads upstairs to just bloody relax, as he's had a pretty shitty couple of weeks.
2 seconds later.
And it doesn't take him too long before he has a visitor.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
And yet again, I find myself asking the same question as I did in the last video. Early the next morning, we get interrupted by the cannons firing, but it's obviously just the lads training. Holy fucking shit, what is happening? As we get dressed and leap outside, we see the entire villa is surrounded and under heavy cannon fire.
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Luckily, we managed to find Mario, and he says we must slow down their advance so our townspeople can escape.
Use the cannons above the rampart. I intend to lead a frontal assault.
Do you have it?
I am keeping it safe. The Borgia must not be allowed to breach the walls until everyone is safely away. Insieme per la vittoria.
Insieme.
This leads to us galloping through the crumbling streets on horseback as cannons just pepper the city, and soon we are forced to climb to the rooftops as our horse is killed by a nearby crumbling tower. Eventually we make it up to the walls and we can see we are completely fucked.
What the fuck is that?
This is some Total War level shit, but we start to try to wipe out their siege equipment as they pose the biggest threat to us right now. After that, we rush over to cover the main gate as our troops are close to breaching the gates. This gets interrupted by a siege tower landing to the east and more men rushing out.
as we don't have the capacity.
So we soon arrive in style and we start to mow our way through the Borgia troops. Eventually we cut down the last one on the walls.
I know you're there, Ezio! The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins. And this! Give me the gun his friend fashioned for us! We've had too much bloodshed. I think a cleansing is in order. So consider this an invitation from my family to yours.
So somehow Ezio manages to survive getting shot. Like, seriously, he survived getting stabbed twice last game and now shot. We then rush back up towards the villa and save Claudia from a dozen Borgia men. And after this, we just managed to make it inside the hidden entrance before Mad Eye Moody closed it on us. Underground in the assassin tunnels, we were able to reunite with her sister and mother and the other survivors of the attack. And it's here where we tell them both that Mario is dead, so they must return to Florence while we ride off to Rome to kill the Borgia.
Go, my son. Destroy them. But remember for whom we assassins fight.
3:28 a.m.
Obviously, Ezio makes it about 20 minutes before he realizes he is human after all and collapses due to blood loss. Here we get a trophy for finishing sequence 1. We then finally wake up as the main player character Desmond only days after the ending of the last game, and he and the rest of the team are using the Animus in the back of the van, but not for much longer as we soon arrive at our new destination.
Wait, we're at the Auditore Villa.
Yes, it's our last safe house in Italy. It turns out the Templars are watching the border.
They also warn us that we might experience some Animus fuckery, as we have spent quite a lot of time inside it, so if we start to see things, don't freak out. Inside the villa we see a massive beam is stopping us from entering the hidden passage, but just then an illusion of Ezio shows up, so obviously we start to follow him. And this leads both us and Lucy to the exit of the hidden tunnels. Once inside we have to work together to make our way through these tunnels, as most of the gates are either blocked or damaged beyond repair. It's here where we soon come across a place we can't climb up, and Desmond, obviously after watching Ezio's early years, has picked up a thing or two from his ancestor about being smooth.
How about this?
What are you going to... Nice job.
I aim to please.
After this, we finally make it inside where all the statues of the great assassins are. And after this, we open the entrance for both Sean and Rebecca. With everyone working together, we're finally able to get the Animus set up. So we jump back inside the Animus. We get a trophy for re-entering the Animus. It's here where we just start to fly through the combat tutorials and other various challenges, as we need them for trophies. Here we got a trophy for executing 10 enemies in a row and another for earning 3 gold medals in an Animus challenge. Sequence 2 starts with Ezio waking up in a random room in Rome, as this woman tells us that Machiavelli found us passed out and paid for us to be looked after. And he also got us these new robes which look amazing, although we did lose Altair's robes in the villa attack, so that's kind of annoying. So we get finished gearing up and eventually head out. Sequence 2 takes place in Rome in the year 1500, and it's here where the Assassin's Creed franchise first introduced 100% synchronization. In reality, it's another way to torture trophy hunters, as anyone who has platinumed any AC game before knows there is several missions with some BS optional objectives in each game. But we soon meet with Machiavelli, and he is acting surprised that we are still alive, even though he was the one who saved us. Anyway, while we walk the streets, we finally agree with him that the entire Borgia family must die, and it's here where he tells us of Rodrigo's son, Cesare Borgia, and he was the one who led the attack and killed Mario, so he is our main target. He also tells us that Rome is in ruins and is fully under the Borgia's rule, so we need to destroy their empire as well as kill them. Ezio wants to do this by creating a brotherhood.
He said it! He said it!
After this, we go investigate another lead for Machiavelli, and it's here where we get ambushed by the followers of Romulus. Obviously, as you can see, these furries are no match for us, and we just cut them down one at a time. After killing some of them, we head underground into their lair to find out what they know, as they work for the Borgia. And we spend a good 10 minutes or so just leaping around this underground ruin to try and find what these little freaks know. Soon we find their treasure room, and it contains a scroll talking about the armour of Romulus. Here we get a trophy for finding the shrine in the Terme de Triano. We then meet back with Machiavelli in the assassin's headquarters, and he wants to attack the Borgia right now, but we soon tell him that that's a really bad idea.
Do you know, for instance, where the Borgia troops took Caterina Sforza?
What?
Are you also unaware that the Borgia have captured the Apple of Eden?
How could we have lost the apple?
Why is anyone surprised that Ezio lost the apple? He done it about 6 times in the last game. With no real support in the city, we need to build up the brothels, the Thieves Guild and the Mercenaries Guild, which will give us some much needed help throughout the city. We get a trophy for finishing sequence 2. Really quickly, we jump out of the Animus as we need to grab some trophies in the present day. Here we get a trophy for reading an email and another for finding Maria's box of feathers. But as usual, Desmond starts to crack a few jokes at the worst time.
Hey, what's the matter you, Altair?
That's racist.
You're racist.
Really? This is what you guys are doing?
Oh no, God forbid I take a break. I've only spent the past 3 fucking weeks inside that machine.
We get another trophy for replaying a memory, and after that, another trophy for getting 100% in a sequence. Back as Ezio, we soon meet with Volpe, our old friend, and we ask him what shape he and his thieves are in, and he says they aren't operational yet and will need some help. But he also drops a bombshell and says that Machiavelli is a traitor to our order, as he left just before the villa got attacked, but both me and Ezio aren't convinced.
Machiavelli may not please all tastes, but he is an assassin, not a traitor.
I am not convinced.
To further prove his point, he brings us to a meeting where we see Machiavelli getting a letter from a Borgia guard. That just means he has people working undercover. Volpe, use your brain, you dick.
I'm kind of retarded.
We then return and help Volpe get his Thieves Guild built back up. And we ask that him and his men keep an eye out for the Apple of Eden and report any news to us back at the Assassin's headquarters. We get a trophy for finding the shrine in the El Coliseo, another one for finding the shrine in the Catacomb de Roma, and a trophy for renovating 5 buildings. Next, we meet up with our psycho friend Bartolomeo, and he is the assassin who leads the mercenaries. So if we help him out, he and his men will be able to help us in return. Oh, and he also introduces us to his wife, Pantalacea Baglione, who I will simply call Pant from now on because I'm not pronouncing that every time. But she tells us that old Bart here is at war with the Borgia and the French, and if I didn't love that man already, I'll love him now. So we plan on helping him clear the Borgia in this area first. Outside his castle, we simply chase down and stab the Borgia captain. It's that simple. And after that, we climb up and then burn down the Borgia tower. With them cleared out from this area, we can help him rebuild the Mercenaries Guild, increasing the strength of our Brotherhood. Lastly, we find our sister and mother both in Rome against our orders, and this is when they tell us that they wish to help us out. So we have just the job for them. Yeah, Ezio has let his mother and sister both run a brothel. But with them running the show, any information their girls learn will be reported back to us. Back in the HQ, Machiavelli tells us that he has learnt the names of the Templar agents Cesare has hired to help control Rome. After this, we get our various guilds together, and firstly, Volpe says that the apple has been given to someone to study. Claudia also tells us that Caterina Sforza will be moved to a prison nearby, so we can rescue her then. And as usual, Big Bart just wants to kill things.
Do not repeat your mistake in the vault. You must kill them now.
I'm with Machiavelli, Ezio. We should not wait.
Bartolomeo is right.
They must pay for Mario's death.
Do not worry. They will die. You have my word.
Here we get a trophy for finishing sequence 3. We then begin sequence 4 with one of Ezio's regressed memories, and the first one is back in 1476 with his brother, and this is when he first meets Christina.
What?
What?
Why are you just standing there?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
So lads, what do you do after getting rejected? If you said accept it and move on, you're dead wrong. Do what Ezio done and follow her home late at night, because that definitely won't go wrong. This is when we see our old enemy, Vieri de Pazzi, also tries to drop some one-liners but gets firmly rejected. And we see that he doesn't take rejection that well either. So we start to batter the creep, even though Ezio was creeping, but anyway.
Well, Ezio, looks like you got yourself a second chance.
What did I tell you, gents? Follow them home and beat up anyone else and you've got yourself a girlfriend. Back in the current timeline, we've seen that Cesare's sister Lucrezia has brought Caterina out to parade her in front of the crowd. So Machiavelli wants us to ignore Caterina and just kill Rodrigo and Cesare. But Ezio wants to save Caterina for some reason. This is when we begin to infiltrate the Castile to save Caterina and potentially kill any Templar we find. And can I just say, this crossbow is easily the best addition to Ezio's arsenal in this game. It's so good. This is when we hear and see all of our enemies in one location. But Ezio chooses to do nothing as the plot needs to happen. We then begin to climb the outside walls of the Castile to avoid getting spotted, and also hoping to find out where Caterina is being held. But as we are climbing, we pull a Bran Stark, and soon we see something we shouldn't have.
Lucrezia.
What in the Game of Thrones have I just fucking watched? I wish someone would push me right now like Bran so I never have to think about that again.
I am going to commit suicide.
So while trying to process what we just seen, we climb down and head towards Lucrezia and soon confront her.
Please, continue. I did not mean to interrupt.
Ezio Auditore da Firenze. How nice to finally meet after hearing so much. A pity Cesare is no longer here. He would have enjoyed this.
Your brother? Or your lover?
We then just pick up the slag and start to carry her down towards the cells. And finally we find where Caterina is being held, and she grabs the key from Lucrezia and frees herself. With her severely injured, we start to carry her out of the prison, and this honestly leads to a few close calls with the guards who are patrolling, but we manage to stay undetected. Once outside, we quickly mount horses and start to make our escape back into the main city. For some reason, Ezio decides to dismount to give Caterina enough time to escape, and I mean, we were on horseback another 15 seconds and we would have been away, but Ezio just needs to show off at this point. Yet again, we meet with Machiavelli and tell him we didn't manage to kill Cesare or Rodrigo, and he's getting pretty pissed off at us as he wants to strike now. We tell him that Cesare has left Rome, so we should build up our own forces and strike at his closest allies, crippling him. This is when Ezio gets the idea to really start recruiting for the Brotherhood, as hundreds of citizens here hate the Borgia and would happily join us in trying to overthrow them. We then rush around and recruit several assassin recruits to our cause who will help us in various tasks.
You have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
And we see this further as we can send them to different parts of Europe to disrupt and sabotage Templar operations while also gaining more experience. We get a trophy for recruiting 3 assassins. It's here where we meet with our old friend Leonardo da Vinci again, and he tells us that the Borgia have taken him prisoner and are forcing him to make weapons of war to conquer Europe. So he asks us to hunt down and destroy each of these wild inventions of his before they can get unleashed. So we rush off to the first one, called the machine gun. As always, we start to infiltrate the Borgia camp while remaining undetected. And once we find the blueprints for the plans, we quickly burn them so they can't make another. Followed by us priming some explosives near the invention, and once we make it to cover, we watch as it explodes. Obviously that would be too easy, so they just happen to have a second one which we chase after on horseback until we catch up and can board it. Fully putting our trust in these horses to steer us right, we jump back onto the gun and start firing. With all the Borgia men dead, we decide that no one should have this invention just yet, as it's pretty fucking OP, so we destroy it using the explosive barrels. Here we get a trophy for destroying the machine gun. Back in the Assassin's HQ, we are all talking with our allies, and we are trying to find out where Cesare gets his money from, as with that person dead, they will no longer be able to fund Cesare and his army. But we also intend on helping out Bartolomeo as well.
I intend to kill the French general. With him dead, Bartolomeo will have the Frenchmen on the defensive. They will abandon their posts on the bridge.
Oh, and Caterina also decides to fuck off right after getting rescued, so that was worth risking our lives for. Here we get a trophy for finishing sequence 4. We then start sequence 5 with another one of Ezio's regressed memories, and it's a few hours after his father and brothers had just been killed. This is when Christina helps us locate their bodies so we can give them a proper burial. So we sneak behind the guards and carry the body of our younger brother Petruccio down to a nearby boat. We then do the same for our older brother Federico, and lastly we carry the body of our father Giovanni as well. Seriously, Ezio must have some fucked up PTSD after seeing everything he has. Anyway, this is when he decided to leave Florence with his mother and sister, leaving Christina behind. Back in the current timeline, we speak with our sister Claudia and tell her once we kill Cesare's banker, we need her girls to take the money from him and hide it underground so the Borgia can't get their hands on it. After this, we find and rescue a man in trouble from the Borgia, and here he tells us that he owes Cesare's bankers a lot of money. So we agree to give him the money to pay him back, but only if we can follow him to the meeting place and find out who this banker is.
Later.
So we follow our new friend from the rooftops, and here we see him meeting with some of the Borgia men. And yes, it's another tailing mission which has become more and more common the further into the franchise you go. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Black Flag. Unfortunately, once he arrives at the meeting point, the guards take the money off him and say they will be delivering it tonight, so we need to improvise. And improvise we do as we start to climb the building, and then once inside, Ezio shows off some ridiculous strength as he slowly makes his way down the inside of the building. Luckily, however, there was a guard here who is able to break our fall, so cheers, pal. Just like last game, we don a disguise and grab the box with the money and head outside again with the other Borgia men. It's here where we basically pretended to know where we were going the entire time, while the guards who were accompanying us called us a retard for taking a wrong turn. Finally, however, we managed to reach the party the banker was hosting, and we hand the money off to a nearby captain and are allowed to enter. Surprise, surprise, it's yet another tailing mission. But we all know Ezio is good at stalking people, just ask Christina.
Come on, none of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up.
So we just watch nearby as they lead the gold up to where the banker is partying, and it's here where we finally spot the fat bastard. And seriously, he's like the least hardest man to spot ever. Why was it so hard to find him? As usual, we use the help of our girls to just stroll past any of the guards who spot us. And further inside, we see the man himself has arrived, so maybe we can kill him and the banker and get ourselves a cheeky double kill. Forget that, with Rodrigo here, we could get ourselves a hat-trick of Templars and end this entire war in one night. But obviously Ezio lets Cesare and Rodrigo leave because he is a bit of a moron at times. But using the skills we learned from the last game, we're able to blend in with the crowd and kill the banker when he least expects it.
The things I have felt, seen, and tasted, I do not regret a moment of it.
Men of power must be contemptuous of delicacies.
But I gave the people what they wanted.
Now you pay for it. Il piacere immeritato si consuma da sé. Requiescat in pace.
With no one the wiser, we are simply able to climb a nearby tower and complete a leap of faith, allowing us to leave the party without ever being spotted. But as we return to Claudia, we see that Borgia tried to take the money off her and her girls, and well, she fucked them up badly. We get a trophy for finishing Sequence 5. Next up, I quickly decided to bang out all the Da Vinci inventions all in one go, and some of these missions are a right pain in the ass trying to get 100% synchronization. Here we get a trophy for destroying the naval cannon, another one for destroying the bomber, and lastly a trophy for destroying the tank. After destroying all of his inventions, we meet with Leonardo again, and he thanks us for what we have done, and he also gives us a few upgrades, including a parachute for quick escapes.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
We got a trophy for pickpocketing 500 florins, and another trophy for throwing money down a well. We start Sequence 6 with another one of Ezio's regressed memories, and here we see when he returns to Christina yet again. But she tells us that she is soon to be married, so Ezio plans to, cough cough, meet her soon to be husband. So we then rush over and kill some of the men who he owes some money to, and after this, Ezio threatens to kill him if he ever fucks her about. Unfortunately, younger Ezio couldn't stay around as he had some Templars to kill, so he dips after this. Back again in the current timeline, we meet with Bartolomeo once again, and he tells me that he has the French on the run. No surprise there, lads, am I right?
You're such a dick!
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead!
It's only a matter of time before I have Valois by the throat. We have them in retreat.
They seem to be getting closer.
The situation is under control.
Close the gates!
Bene, so maybe I could use a little help.
A mission where we just have to kill the French. Best game ever. Honestly, I was as surprised as anyone to see the French actually advance, as usually they wave the white flag after 5 seconds. But we just spend way too long cutting down dozens of frogs at once, and we close all the gates when we get the chance.
Bonjour, Général d'Alviano. Êtes-vous prêt à vous rendre?
Did that fucking twat just ask us to surrender? Even Big Bart here is offended at that.
Perhaps you could teach me, and I would instruct you in fighting, since you seem to do so little of it.
But unfortunately for us, they managed to capture Bart's wife, so they want our surrender or they will kill her. As usual, Ezio has a plan, and he says that if we can get inside their fort, we can overpower them. So we're going to need some disguises. As we rush over to the French camps to grab some, this mission was a nightmare to get 100% synchronization, as you have to do this while remaining undetected. But all the frogs stand right beside each other, so it makes it close to impossible. Luckily, however, I managed to use our assassins recruits to distract and kill them, while we picked off some stragglers with the crossbow, and this technically didn't count as us getting detected, so we managed to figure it out in the end. We then give the outfits to his men, but before he puts one on, we say we're going to pretend that he handed himself over to us, and we will use this to infiltrate the fort and kill the French commander. Later that night, me and Bart's mercenaries all start to walk over towards the fort the French are hiding inside, and soon we arrive outside the fort and Ezio improvises yet again.
What part of France are you from?
Montreal!
Open the gates!
You speak French?
There were a couple of French girls in Firenze.
Once face to face with the Frenchie, he refuses to let Bart's wife go, and before he tries to kill her, we step in and fire a shot into the air, spooking him. We then chase him inside the fort while Bart holds the French soldiers back, but we slip undetected behind him and kill the frog.
I only wanted respect.
Respect is earned, not inherited or purchased.
Perhaps you are right. I need more time.
Che tu sia pari nella morte, requiescat in pace.
After this, Bart and his wife are reunited and Cesare has lost yet another ally. Here we get a trophy for finishing sequence 6. We then start sequence 7 quickly with another regressed memory. And here we see a younger Ezio and Leonardo speaking the night of the Carnivale. But when Ezio hears that Christina is attending, he plans to meet with her secretly. So Ezio once again does his best to get her arrested and using the mask at the Carnivale pretends to be her husband. But when she finds out it's Ezio, she's pretty pissed.
Ezio, the last time I saw you, you kissed me in an alley and then left me behind to be married.
It was the right thing to do. He loved you.
Who cares what he wanted? I love you! You had your second chance. Please, Ezio, don't ever find me again.
We then quickly jump back to the current timeline where sequence 7 really begins. Here we get a trophy for double assassinating from a parachute, another one for finding the shrine in the Cloaca Maxima, a trophy for burning all Borgia towers, and lastly a trophy for finding the shrine in the Palazzo Laterana. After this we return to Volpe yet again and he is still convinced that Machiavelli is the traitor in the Brotherhood. So we travel with him to meet some of his spies to see what they know. This is when we learn that one of Lucrezio's side pieces, Pietro, has the key to the Castel, but another spy tells us that Cesare is going to have him assassinated in a play tonight. He will do this by disguising his main assassin as an actor, and when Pietro is on stage, he will simply kill him. This is when we see Cesare and his assassin kill the real actor so his assassin can take his place. We then get the fun job of tailing the assassin as he plans to also disguise some of his men so they can help with the killing. But we flip this plan on its head and use our own assassins to kill them and then let them take their place in the play.
Sometimes my genius is... it's almost frightening.
After this, we see our men arrive dressed as Roman legionaries, so they are given access into the Colosseum where the play takes place. Later that night, we start to climb our way up to the top of the Colosseum so we can spot Pietro. And at the very top, we see this place is massive and covered in Borgia men. But luckily, we find our assassins waiting backstage. With time against us, we set off to neutralize all the Borgia gunmen so we can move freely without getting shot again. After quickly equipping a disguise for the 100th time this video, we make our way to the stage. Once out on stage, we see both Pietro and the assassin are mere meters away from us. So when the time was right, we rushed forward and took down the assassin.
You cannot save Pietro. The wine he drank was poisoned. As I promised Cesare, I made doubly sure. I am not yet dead.
I did not come here to kill you. He who is the cause of someone else becoming powerful is the agent of his own destruction.
Oh, for fuck's sake, with him poisoned, we carry him while our assassins cover our back. And a few minutes later, we soon carry him to a nearby doctor who gives him a cure. After this, in exchange for saving his life, we strong-arm him into giving us the key to the Castel. But as we go to leave, we see a very familiar faces watching us nearby. He is the same man from the villa attack who nearly closed the passage on us. So we run after him to have a wee chat about why he was following us.
You are the traitor, not Machiavelli.
Long live the Borgia!
Merda. I was right. I have to stop La Volpe before he gets to Machiavelli.
With evidence that Machiavelli isn't the traitor, we better rush over and stop Volpe before he kills him.
I have discovered the traitor.
What?
One of our men. He was at the villa attack. Here, he carried this letter.
My God.
This is good news.
More than you know.
I am once again in your debt, Ezio.
What debt is there amongst friends who trust one another?
After this, we all meet back at the HQ, and it's here where we decide to make Claudia an official member of the Assassin's Brotherhood.
You and I have not seen eye to eye on many issues.
Niccolo!
But you are exactly what the Order needed. You have led the charge against the Templars and rebuilt this Brotherhood. Now, we must put Ezio where he belongs. At the head of the assassins. Ezio Auditore da Firenze. You will now be known as Il Mentore, the guardian of our order and our secrets.
As us and Machiavelli speak on the roof, one of his spies tell us that Cesare was seen riding back into the Castile alone, and it's here where Machiavelli says that whatever we plan to do, he supports us fully.
I intend to write a book about you one day.
If you do, make it short.
We get a trophy for finishing Sequence 7. Once again, we open with the last of Ezio's regressed memories, and this is set during Savonarola's occupation of Florence. And here we find Christina's husband is clinging on to life, and he says that she is also in danger.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
So, like a man possessed, Ezio rushes over and starts to kill all of the attackers, but sadly, we aren't quick enough.
Cristina, hold on! I'll get you to a doctor. You're going to be alright.
No, Ezio. I don't think I am.
No! Don't go. Stay with me, Cristina.
Ezio, don't you know? I've always been with you. I wish we could have had a second chance.
No!
Sorry. My love.
Back in the present day, we see Cesare rushes back into the Castile, probably wondering what the fuck has happened to his troops and money while he was away. So, quickly use the key we got off Petro to enter the Castile through the side door. And once inside, we start to climb our way from the bottom of the Castile up to the top so we can kill Cesare once and for all. This is when we see father and son bicker, and yeah, Rodrigo fills in Cesare on everything that has happened.
The assassins murdered him.
Why did you not stop them?
As if I could. It was not my decision to attack Monteriggione. It was yours. It is high time you took responsibilities for your actions.
But Rodrigo, having enough with his son, tries to kill him by poisoning the apple he is eating.
Father, do you not see? I control all of this. If I want to live, I live. If I want to take, I take. If I want you to die, you die!
He does quickly get Uno reversed, has to eat it himself. He then starts choking his sister, and probably not for the first time, until she tells him where the apple of Eden is being hidden, as Rodrigo took it from him. But mere seconds later, we make it inside and see that the Pope is dead. But Lucrezia tells us where the apple is. Racing against Cesare, we soon rush our way down to the closest exit.
Assassino!
Cazzo.
I will come for you later.
With no time to waste and quite literally all of Europe at risk, we fucking full send it off the side of the Castile to beat Cesare to the apple. And to no one's surprise, we get there first. Let's play a game where you take a shot every time Cesare shouts guards.
Guards!
Fuck it.
As he arrives though, we use the apple to quickly wipe out his guards.
Guards! Guards!
Oh, fuck.
Being completely surrounded, I decided the best thing to do was to absolutely leg it, and these twats had no chance of catching us. We then report back to the other assassins and tell them Rodrigo is dead, but Cesare is still alive and that we also have the apple. So we need to hunt down Cesare to stop him rebuilding his forces. Here we find him speaking with some of his men, and he says that a fresh army is arriving soon and he will use this to retake Rome. But we show up and put an end to his little meeting by using the apple on his men.
Guards!
A few days later, we find him asking yet again for help, but this time it's from the church, and even they refuse him, so we show up yet again to spoil his plans.
Guards!
Yeah, I can see why everyone wants these apples. They're kind of overpowered. Here we get a trophy for finishing sequence 8. Finally, we find Cesare and a few of his last remaining loyal soldiers, so us and the other assassins confront him to put an end to this once and for all. Yet again, we just use the apple and we really dog walk this fight. It's here where his fresh army shows up, but what he doesn't know is the leader is Bartolomeo's cousin, and he also works for us, so they finally arrest Cesare on the new Pope's orders. After this, Ezio and Leonardo are shooting the shit together, but Ezio fully believes that Cesare has one last trick up his sleeve, so Leo suggests that we use the apple to see what he has planned. Of course, once we use it, we do see that Cesare has escaped from prison, so we need to personally put an end to this. This is when we leave for Spain, as this is where Cesare is headed, so we say goodbye to our oldest friend.
If this is goodbye, then keep your money. I do not want it.
We will see each other again. You have my word. Buona fortuna, my oldest friend.
Finally, we are back where we started, face to face in sequence 9 with Cesare. As he flees towards the castle, we are left to kill his men, but we are soon all wiped out by cannon fire. Obviously, we survive as nothing can kill Ezio at this stage. Caught in the middle of both Cesare's forces and the Spanish, we just pick off who we can and start to beeline our way towards the castle, avoiding the main battle below, as we really are only here to kill one man. Soon, we come face to face with the little cunt once again, and as usual, he always seems to have dozens of guards to help him, so we pick them off to get at him. But as we attack him, we manage to break off his armour piece by piece. And as more of his guards arrive, we start to cover this place with dead Borgia men as we break off even more of his armour, leaving him vulnerable for us to strike.
The throne was mine!
Wanting something does not make it your right.
What do you know?
That a true leader empowers the people he rules.
I will lead mankind into a new world.
Che nessuno ricordi il tuo nome. Requiescat in pace.
You cannot kill me! No man can murder me!
Then I leave you in the hands of fate.
After this, we watch as Ezio hides away the apple in another Isu temple deep underground. Here, we got a trophy for finishing sequence 9. With Desmond and the team knowing where the apple is, they jump into action, and this is when we figure out some odd numbers left by Ezio in the villa are actually the password to the temple. So we then arrive at the Colosseum, as the tunnels under here will lead us to the hidden temple. Finally, Desmond gets to show off some of that parkour he learned, and I'm sure he's just fucking buzzing to be out of that animus. But we make our way through the ruins of the Colosseum, and with one last leap of faith, he makes his way underground. Here we see a vision of Juno, one of the Isu scientists, who starts to guide us and speak to us while we make our way towards the temple. We then arrive in the Santa Maria Araqueli and open the door for the others to enter. Since we are doing all the work, we may as well carry on, so we start to parkour our way around using various levers to open the way ahead. Here, we all get on some sort of elevator and begin heading deeper underground. This is when we use the password Ezio left behind, and this opens the door to the temple. And with another bit of animus fuckery, we see a vision of Ezio leaving the apple here hundreds of years ago. As our group make their way closer to the Apple of Eden, as Desmond gets closer, the apple activates.
What's happening? I can't move.
Your DNA communes with the apple. You have activated it.
Let me go!
There is one who would accompany you through the gate. She lies not within our sight. The cross darkens the horizon.
Juno then takes control of her body and forces us to march towards Lucy with our hidden blade drawn, while Desmond fights against the mind control.
No, 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 no! Wait! Wait!
It is done. The way lies all before you. Only she remains to be found. Awaken the sixth. Go, alone!
We get a trophy for finding the Apple of Eden. So as always, with the main story finished, we just had to quickly clean up any remaining trophies, and there are quite a few of these trophies I saved to the end as it's just a lot easier that way, so get ready for a lot of trophy pings. Here we got a trophy for finding the shrine in the Basilica di San Pietro, another for parachuting off the top of the Castile, a trophy for winning the highest bets in the fights, another trophy for completing 10 guild challenges. Here we got a trophy for stealing 5 horses while remaining on horseback, and another for winning 10,000 florins playing hazard. It's around this time where we were finally able to fully promote one of our assassin recruits to the rank of assassin, and this got us a trophy for doing just that. Here we got a trophy for killing a guard with a brush, another one for finding all feathers, a trophy for killing a guard using a lift, yet another trophy for killing 10 enemies with an arrow strike, and a trophy for throwing a long and heavy weapon as well as a smoke bomb 10 meters, a trophy for completing the Da Vinci DLC, and finally a trophy for getting 100% in the entire game. Next, we got a trophy for beating up those 5 fucking harlequins, another trophy for solving Subject 16's puzzles, and we got the last main trophy for finding all Borgia flags. And with this, we unlocked the Platinum Trophy for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So everyone, that was the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Platinum, and yet another reminder of how good Ubisoft used to be, as every game they released back in this era was an absolute hit. Obviously, the next video will be Revelations, where we finish the trilogy and round off Ezio's story. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, guys, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye.